Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the August W7PRA meeting. I'm Paul Anzero Villar, chair of the board. Let's do some introductions. We've got a small crew tonight. Maybe there's some others that are joining us in a few minutes. Oh, there's Drew. Okay, great. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and introduce?
Ty Parsons, WB7DD, Southeast Corvallis, and I'm back from knee replacement surgery.
Awesome. Everything going good?
Excuse me?
Everything going good? Are you feeling better?
Yes, the physical therapist told me they were going to hurt me, and they lived up to their word.
I think Mike probably has a few stories about the surgery, but you can talk to him offline, maybe. Excellent. Anna?
I'm Annalise McDermott, NH6Z in Metropolitan Lebanon, and I am recovering from having my leg cut up in a couple weeks ago. So fun.
Ooh, the surgeries have it already. Two out of three.
And people know how to
about
party.
John? John?
John Shod, K7JU, here in South Eugene.
Good to have you, John.
Thanks.
Anthony, our meeting recorder.
Anthony Odenthal, KE70SN, coming in from Staten.
Awesome. Glad to have you in, Anthony, and hope all is going well in your new phase in life. Awesome. How about you, Larry?
Larry Deardup in northeast Corvallis, AF7NU.
Okay, great. I'll be looking for Anthony and Larry and anybody else who has any new business or anything else that is of interest to the ham community. If you have anything to share from either Scouts or Aries or anything else, please feel free to share that. Thank you. It'll come up later in the meeting. Mr. Drew.
Drew Terrell, coming in from Ocean Park, Washington.
You made it
W3HES. That's where I ended up.
Okay.
Just about 40 minutes north of Astoria, but.
Okay, so are you permanently located or do you want to share later?
Permanently located. I'm happy to give more details after.
Awesome. All right, we'll put that in the new business. Upcoming events and items of interest. Thank you. We're always interested in to hear what our members are doing. Thank you. Andy.
So you're north of another bridge, like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yes, the Astoria Magler Bridge.
Yes.
Well, that's a different bridge, but I'm north of that one too.
Nice. Andy.
Andy, W7AAU. Treasurer, I'm in Lynn County, a few miles east of Corvallis.
Thank you for joining, Andy. Mr. Mike.
And Mike, W7RIS. And I'm located about 10 miles north of Corvallis.
Thank you, Mike. Mike, do you have a program that you'd like to do before or after the meeting tonight?
We can do it any old time. I got a program here.
Okay, we'll do it before. I think that's always the better process. Thank you. I appreciate your dedication to this. This is awesome. I really love learning all these different topics. Mr. Ron, I can't bug you at lunch anymore.
Yeah, well, not easily anyway. Ron Post, AE4JL in the big town of Millersburg with a broken laptop tonight, so no camera.
Oh, okay. No worries, Ron. Did you get my my quick message that I sent to you?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay, great. So Mike, if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and start off with your education component. And if everybody could just go on mute to be respectful of the presenter, that would be awesome.
And I just shoveled the last bite of food in my mouth.
If you need a minute, I can go through the treasurer's report. I can certainly do that.
Do the treasure report. At least
Okay.
let it hit. At least let the food hit my stomach.
You got it. Andy, if you could do the treasurer's report, because I think Ted's not here yet, and I don't know. I have his meeting minutes if we need them.
Okay, very good. Treasurer's report. As of August 16, 2024, our OSCU checking account was $1,493.27. Our savings were $2,488.54. So our total OSU balance is $3,981.81. Our PayPal balance is $148.69. Our Square Up Visa balance is 81 cents. Cash on hand, $1.77. So our total is $4,133.08. And that's the end of the treasurer's report.
Okay. Thank you, Andy. Anybody have any questions for Andy? I think I'm sharing the screen right now. If I'm not, please let me know. There's a bigger version. There's everything that Andy reported. Okay, thank you, Andy. I'm going to give Andy just a quick moment to share. Andy and I met for lunch, and we talked about any future activities. Andy, do you want to mention anything?
Yes, I'm interested in sharing some of the duties that I have that are not strictly associated with being treasurer, and I'm also interested in sharing the at least the knowledge of the treasurer's work, so that I could share it or have somebody replace me temporarily at the least. I'm getting up a little bit in years, and I've been spending a lot of time a little bit out of action with differing health problems. I just spent a week in the hospital a couple of weeks ago, so that I can't be certain I can be relied on to do something as important as the treasurer's work. I at least need to be able to share, for instance, how to prepare where the information comes from. Right now, it's the president and I are the only ones that have executive access to the bank account. That means that we're the only ones that can write checks, but the information is available as to what our funds are. I have been filling out, as a nonprofit corporation, we have to make filings with the state of Oregon. And I've been doing that, and that's not strictly a treasurer's job. So I'm interested in offloading that responsibility for the coming year. All those filings have been made for this year, and the next ones aren't due until 2025, around March and August of 2025. So I'm interested in sharing what it is I'm doing, and at least as far as making the state government filings, I don't have. There's no reason why the treasurer has to do them. So I am interested in anybody who would like to help out the club by sharing some of that work. I'm interested in meeting with them and sharing everything that I'm doing, so that we can have somebody besides one guy doing something as important as filing with the state government for maintaining our corporate status and things like that. That should not be the purview of one person. And
Go ahead,
so
Drew.
I'm going to be having conversations going forward over the coming year about that subject, but there's no critical urgency at the moment. That's all.
I just wanted to add something because 2 moves ago, back when I was still living in Corvallis, I was meeting with Andy and I was going to try to help take over, but life came in the way. But I did want to mention that I know that Andy's got it all very well documented and very well laid out. And even at that time, I was like, okay, this shouldn't be too bad. So anyone that is local there and wants to jump into this, it's not as scary as it sounds. Andy's done a great job of setting this up and organizing it.
Thank you, Drew. And thank you, Andy. And yeah, that's plenty of time before we do any re-election time in Anthony, help me out. Is it February or March? I always forget.
March.
March. Okay. So we announce it in February and then we do the vote in March. So just this is sort of a heads up that Andy would like to pass the baton and go from there. And of course, you know, if it happens sooner that he feels that he's not able to fulfill his obligation, then we are all aware of this. And I appreciate Andy giving us some thought. And we met for lunch and we talked about some of the different user stories. I'm sorry, I brought in some work item there. Sorry, I brought in some activities that he handled, and that we would be able to pick it up where he left off, if need be. But thank you, Andy. Okay, so no change at this time. However, thank you for the heads up. And yes, Larry, did you have a question or did I just see your hand go up? You're on mute, but you just probably bought an auction item somewhere in the United States.
No, I
You
just
just
scratched
bought
my head there. It wasn't a thing.
a 69 Pontiac GTO or something. So, okay. All right. So that's that. So we're going to go ahead and transition over to Mike, who's probably finished his dinner and he's going to do our education component. If we can all go on mute, that would be very respectful. Thank you. So I don't see Ted joining us today. He might have said that he was unavailable. Yeah, he did put out the meeting minutes as he normally does, like lockstep. If anybody has any comments, additions or corrections, I'm going to be like just channeling him right now. Please let him know. He is available at his email address, w7rtm@arrl.net. Otherwise, I found the meeting minutes to be appropriate, but I wasn't here last month, so I don't know if there was anything missing. So if anybody has anything, please let him know. Okay, up next, Ron, we've got the website report, and we'll pick up the other item in a few items. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, for www.peakradio.org, up and running. I did add the field day pictures to it, so we've got 3 different categories of pictures now. Yeah, I think I've posted everything now that I've received. If you have something special to put up there that you want to share, you know, just send me an email. You can also find all the club meeting videos too. Usually if we divide it in 2, I'll put them up there separately. But there's links to them. Makes it easy to find. And that's it.
Thank you,
That's all I got.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate your efforts on the back office side of things. And I would invite everybody to visit the website and see what it's all about. And if you have any comments, please feel free to mention it to Ron. You know, it's a suggestion. It doesn't have to be taken. But if you see anything that you think that we could add to it, that would be great. Okay, I have a couple of updates here. Let me see if I can share my screen. So there's been some, let's see, okay. You should be able to see the Peak Radio Information Facebook page. Is that true?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good. So Chris doesn't normally make the meeting. He's very busy trying to put in a repeater. Radio cell towers for his business. But he's got some really cool updates where lightning strikes. He's got a picture of him and his son here on Walker Mountain, restoring a network connection. You can see the complexity of the antennas up here, plus, anywhere. This is probably the ham radio antenna over here, although I don't know. It just looks like the only thing that would be resonant on our frequencies. And then over here, we've got Coos Bay microwave repair. So there's this frequency here, 146880, for anybody going on to the coastal region. And let me see what this one is here. This one here, Glass Butte, is now a sanctioned repeater. This, I think, might be a new node. I don't know for sure. I haven't really confirmed with the old w7pra.com/repeaters site, but this might be a new node. He didn't say it specifically, but you might want to keep this in mind. As I zoomed in too much, sorry. Let me see here.
So Glass Butte, if anybody, does everybody know where it's at? That's on your way out to Burns.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'm not sure of the area myself, but it is in Eastern Oregon.
Yep.
I haven't camped out in that area yet. You haven't taken me that far, Mike. You've only taken me to Prineville.
We can certainly take you further.
Wherever it is, it has to be paved roads. You know that.
Yeah. So on your way out to Burns there, Highway 20 there, before you get to range of the Steens Mountains, where there's another repeater up at 9,000 feet. This guy is about maybe halfway out there. So this is a good repeater that's kind of in between. I have no idea what coverage it is, but it still has a nice footprint and a lot of flat land all around it. Now, if you talk to Ron, and him being a serious rock hound, Glass Butte has its name there based off of the fact that there is just a ton of obsidian all over that mountain. And you have three basic types of obsidian. That mountain has all three types in there. It's a real collector's fun place to go.
I was going to say, is it not too far from Riley?
It's still a ways from between Glass to Riley. It's still a ways, but the next place you'd see is Riley, so you can fill up with gas, and then another 40 miles on into Burns.
I know Hampton Butte's out that way too, so. Okay.
So this is just me trying to represent, whatever's happening in the repeater group. I joined the Facebook group to keep up with these things. And there's some really interesting, just really cool photos of what runs this network. I invite you to, join the Facebook group if you want to. You're not going to get pounded with messages. It is just every once in a while you'll see an update, and Newport's back on the air. It'll tell you what's going on. It'll tell you here's the picture of it. There's one from the winter. Looks like Drew commented on it. So, imagine this actually operating and providing us network coverage, at this location. Drew, any comment?
No, my brain's still stuck on Glass Butte. That sounds like a lot of fun. But it does make me think people with Glass Butte should not get in ass-kicking competitions.
Right. Okay, so I thought I'd just represent the repeater node and just kind of go from there. Any questions on that? If you want, it's facebook.com if you have a Facebook account, groups, and then W7PRA. Very simple. And then you can send a request. It goes to Chris, and he goes, "What's your name and your call sign?" And if you seem to be legit, he'll just let you join the group, and then you get all the updates of anything that's happening on repeater maintenance and anything for the network. So there you go. Okay, we have upcoming events and contests and ham fests, and so that's kind of a catch-all kind of a group. I have 2 items, and if you have a 3rd item or a 4th item, please let me know. The first one is POTA, which is it's not really POTA. It's actually Picnic in POTA. And Ron, I'm going to put you up, and that you can tell us all about when that is and how we can participate.
Yeah, so September 7th, Sarah Heimlich Park, and somewhere 11:30, 12-ish, I plan on having lunch. The idea, I know we had a budget passed in the last meeting I'll go ahead and get food. One thing, it'd be nice, I don't know if somebody has a gas grill that I might be able to borrow. I've only got an electric one. That would be helpful. And then, the idea is if you have something you're interested in bringing, as a side dish, I'll supply hamburgers and hot dogs or something of that nature, and the condiments to go with it. And then, we can just have a good time out there at the park like we did last year. And we're in the same place we have been, I guess it's the last 2 years now.
Yep.
I would appreciate help spreading spreading the word and letting as many people know as possible. We can put stuff on the email. I forget what it's called.
Ham
Shucks.
Club Online.
Yeah, going through there and going through the Google stuff, and so it's coming up in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Ron, feel free to work with me on getting the message out. And as far as the gas grill, perhaps maybe someone on this list might be able to offer something up, maybe something that's portable. And if not, we can use the email groups to get somebody to offer that. That would be an excellent ad.
Yeah, worst case, I bring out my generator, but it's not as good at hamburgers as the gas grills. I guess there's a plug there. It may or may not work, but I know the last couple of years we've had a good time. So,
yep. Ron, if we do it in advance, because I'll be gone for a chunk of that time, I can loan you the Blackstone, with the gas can.
I was going to say, I think Anna set up there one year and there was a power outlet. So,
yes, there is a power outlet. I haven't been out there this summer, so I don't know that it's still working. That's just they do pretty good maintenance there, though.
Okay. All right. So if anybody has anything for Ron that they'd like to either contribute or offer to help, please reach him. Ron, do you want to? If everybody knows his email address, great. Do you have an ARRL account that you can forward, Ron, or do you need to?
No, I do everything through my mail.postar@gmail.com account.
Okay. Could you share that with the group in the chat window so that everybody?
I'll put it on there. Yes, I will.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you, Ron, for leading this effort. And if you need a bit of a hand to coordinate this, please reach out to the Google Groups community. That would be probably your best effort to get that. I probably will be traveling and I'll be coming home late that night before. So at best, if the planes are on time. So I'm going to bow out of trying to assist, at this time. So if anybody else can contribute, that would be awesome. Thank you. This is a great effort. I think we're one of the few groups that does a picnic in POTA, and I'm really proud of it. Thank you.
There was another one this summer though. So up north of
Okay.
Salem at oh shucks, it starts with an M. There's the group out of Salem did one about a month ago and had a good turnout. It was fun playing with all the antennas. I've invited that group down and we'll continue to do so. And I'll see if I can't reach out to Mike over in Dallas. And Mike, if I've seen Mike Shelby here, is an offer or is an officer now on that club or something, if I recall too. And
You're talking about the Rhodes Club, right?
the Rhodes Club, yeah.
Yep. Michael is the best guy to end up filtering that through because he publishes the newsletter for the club, and that's the better way of getting that passed around.
Yep.
So sorry for ducking what my
No,
position, but he's the right guy to talk to.
Yeah, that's the Mike that I meant. But I just seen reading the newsletter that you also have a position over there. So congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, Mike Shelby, do you have a quick email? What's his email address? Do you know it? It's what's the call sign again?
Escapes me right at the
Escapes
moment.
me.
I'll send you some information there.
Okay.
I want to. It's like WA7SKG or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
it. That's it. I was wondering what the second letter was. SKG. He just
Yeah.
he just did a radio check with me the other day on the system. But yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. And don't be shy if you need a hand with something. Okay. This one's sort of up for grabs. We have a Swaptoberfest coming up in October. We'll have one more meeting before that, at least. And there's a flyer available, available like there is anytime. And there's not much to say about it except it's October 19th. And if you want to do a vendor registration deadline, it's October the 1st. And, the usual $20 per table without electrical, 22 with electrical. In the past, we've done some things to support and sponsor Bill KE7ZKH's estate. I don't know if there's anything left for us to do there. Mike, I don't know if you haven't, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if there's anything that we know we need to do there to help out Michelle and her family, please let me know. But as far as I know, it's not been discussed yet.
So everything's been basically sold off. There's a few other things that we're selling off through other means. There's nothing more for us to process at the Swaptoberfest. But we need to figure out if there's enough interest or enough stuff in the club, within the club, for us to set up a table and do that.
Okay. Is anybody guaranteed to go to the Swaptoberfest, such that they would like to maybe lead the inquiry to see if there's enough interest in the club to have a club table?
Well, I'll go ahead and do that. But again, I can put out some email and see if people have stuff. I got some stuff I need to get rid of. I'll say that.
Okay.
And I don't have to do it on. I have other affiliations there that I can always move the products, so I don't have to move it strictly through. But we need to have a reasonable amount of stuff that that people have around there that they want to recycle back into the community for us to make that effort. Before we had tons of stuff from all of the stuff that Bill had, but this last two events there, we were very effective in moving all of that product.
And we had a lot of product to offer. And there was just a cornucopia of product, even on top of the table, below the table. There was even stuff behind the table. So yes.
And I had the authority to make deals.
Yes, you did.
And
Yes.
so
And I missed on one of them, and I'm
yeah, it moves fast. I have several other friends that came
like,
by and looked at stuff.
Where
and
did
said, I want that.
that 7,000 go? And you're like,
And-
gone.
And it came back in. I had to make a deal on that to move that 7,000. So you missed out on stuff. I mean, if you don't stick with me, I mean, you're going to lose.
Yep. No, you're right. You snooze, you lose. Okay, great. Thanks,
Okay,
Michael, for
so
your
I'll
emails.
put out an email and see if there's enough interest, but there's got to be a reasonable amount of interest before it makes any sense for us to pull the trigger and go through all the effort to try and sell stuff.
Excellent. Okay, great. And so that's an action item for anybody on this meeting and
That's
anybody
me.
who listens to the recording.
Yeah, that's me.
No,
I will
to answer you.
Okay. Well, I will send out an email for people to answer.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will say that if we have some sort of a collaborative club event where we are doing this, I think it would make sense to just have the club, organize the table cost. If it's, two tables or something like that, I think that would be appropriate. Something like that, very easy to do. So it's like I said, it's good to go back in the community. Any other discussion on Swaptoberfest? Any questions for Mike? Okay. Any new business or upcoming events, items of interest, either ham related or anything else? Larry?
Okay. Coming up in October is the Jamboree on the Air. It's a Boy Scout event, worldwide radio event. It, of course, has to coincide with the Swaptoberfest. It's on October 19th. I'm going to be setting up a station like I have done in the past. It'll be at what's called the Troop Seed Cabin, which is near Avery Park. You get to it by, you take the exit there by Papa's Pizza to get into the backside there of Avery Park. You need to cross the railroad tracks. You turn left onto Allen Boulevard, Allen Street, that runs parallel to that track all the way down to the end, and then you turn in. There's a gate, and you go through that, and back around the corner is the property that where I'll be setting up a station and stuff. I could always use some extra help, so if anyone is available would like to participate in that, let me know, and we'll see if we get there. I'm going to try to promote it, see if I can get more people to show up. Normally I get 3 or 4, maybe 5 people showing up during the day. I keep hoping to get more, but never know.
Awesome, Larry. That's a great thing that you're doing for the youth in the community and to getting their merit badges and to propagating the hobby. Thank you. Anyone else have anything for new business or upcoming events? Anthony, you look like you're hesitating. Go ahead.
No. So Benton County Aries is hosting another tech class and exam session, be the weekend before Swaptoberfest.
And what's the weekend on that? Just let me look at the calendar here.
So that would be the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Okay. And is there any cost for this, or is there anything that where should we tell them to go to sign up?
Go to becares.org and there'll be a sign up link there. There is a sign up link there under classes. And yeah,
Is that for technician?
the class is for technician, and then the exam session open to anybody that wants to upgrade or take a new test.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'm expecting that the exam session is advertised on arrl.org, or is it on W5YI or anything else? People can find it.
It is on ARL. It is also it's on there twice. I had submitted it, and then Scott also submitted it. So we had talked to them about updating that and getting that cleaned up. But it is on ARL, on Laurel, and it's also listed on Exam Tools, our ham study. So
Awesome. Please feel free to use the Ham Club online as a communicator to anybody who knows somebody who wants to be a ham, and this is a great opportunity for them. Please, this is we're all in this together. So please feel free to, post that. This is an excellent collaboration. Anyone else have anything for the what I call the good of the order? Anything
Yep,
news, any updates?
I got a couple things. So, I have the plaque for the 7QP event. So if anybody would like to have this to hang up in their office there, let me know. But that's and also it can only go to the people that participated in this year's 7QP event. But anyway, I got the plaque here. So this is beautiful.
I would be
thing is-
happy to adopt that if nobody else would like to adopt it.
Okay. Okay.
I
I mean, it's appropriate since I got the most QSOs. So
That's
think
what
that
I
maybe-
wasn't going to necessarily say that, but if anybody else challenged it, I would say that it needs to go to the top attender there.
The
That
sad
was
part,
awesome.
Anna, I think you could cut your number in half and you still had the top number.
Yep.
Well, I cheat, so I will fully admit that I cheat.
You don't cheat, you use optimization to your advantage.
I have
Cheat to
taken the
win.
Phil Knight approach to winning. I spent a lot of money on my station.
That's right. That's right. And remember, and
That's great.
this event, I mean, it's we're in an unlimited power, so you can bring whatever you can get your hands on to make it a full legal limit.
We'll see next year. I might have something interesting next year. So
Yeah, I'm
say
sure
no.
you will. You always drag something out of that bag. Okay. Next thing is let's talk a little bit about solar activity. It has been humming along for this last 3 weeks, except for this last week, it kind of simmered down a little bit. But I mean, we had several days there where our solar flux index was up over 300. That is unheard of. Most of the hams that I know of in their lifetime have never seen it that high. But right now, even today, we have a solar flux index is 239, sunspot numbers 213. I mean, just insane numbers. Now,
Why do you got to tease me, Mike?
why not?
Because rats chewed through my 9913
Oh,
and I have a cut up foot, so I can't get into the attic and fix it right
Fix
now.
it.
oh.
Sorry about that. Well, okay, but let me get into this here. So you may not feel quite as bad as what you may really feel. But one of the things is that if you technically, when you start seeing these kind of numbers, you would expect 10 meters to be open both night and day. Well, the weird thing is that with these really, really high numbers, 10 meters hasn't even been open during the daytime.
Mhm.
If you look at what's been going on, anything in the northern hemisphere, basically like Northern California on north, that whole area has basically been shut down. And so we just haven't been enjoying any propagation. Now, if you go south of the border, man, I mean, it's like it's absolutely insane as far as the propagation that's going on. So that's one thing. The second thing is that with the sun being so super active, the other thing that we get a lot of activity from CMEs. CMEs have been coming at us fast and furious. I mean, some really deadly ones and some really, really strong stuff, where probably every 3 days our bands have been getting shut down because of CMEs. Basically, throwing billions and billions of tons of plasma out there and just really screwing up our ionosphere. So with this really, really good active sun, we're not able to really enjoy some of the benefits from it. But if we could just back off just a little bit, I'm sure we could get some really good things happening out there. But I will say that, I've been able to pick up Jarvis. That's one of the big expeditions going down the northern part of the South Pacific there. So they're running a RIB, a remote in a box. And that's a really cool thing. And working with the U.S. Fish and Game people, been able to take and get access to that island or permit to get onto the island there to drop the RIB on. And we also provided them a little transportation to get onto the island. So they were appreciative about that. So that's the kind of things you have to do to bribe the government and agencies so you can get onto some of these islands. But
The ribs are
also
really cool if you haven't seen them. They're very cool.
really cool. They had one down at the Visalia, the DX convention down there, and I didn't realize. Looked through it and saw, hey, I mean, who in Flex Radio bought this thing? But I mean, it's loaded with Flex Radio equipment, and then a bunch of networking equipment laid on top of it, and then some power control equipment wrapped around it, and then a bunch of ports on the outside for bringing power in and connecting up to antennas, and then a pole that sticks up in the air that has an antenna that heads out to the boat there. But they have actually been able to have guys in Germany through the internet connect to the boat, and then from the boat be able to do connections, DX connections off of using the RIB in there. I don't remember. I think they have 4 transmitters in there, 4 stations I think they're running out of that RIB, and it's just absolutely awesome. On DX Engineering, there's a really cool YouTube there that takes you through what they have on the boat, all their operations, and it's a really neat thing to end up watching. So that's really exciting because using this RIB is a thing that is getting more and more countries that have all these guarded islands that they won't let people onto to allow us to get permissions to be able to put ham radio equipment on those islands and execute things. Another interesting one is Beauvais Island. That's one of those number 1 or number 2 things on the list there to get. Last year, there was a group that tried to get on the island with limited success. They had a really small boat and they had a horrible time trying to get on and off of that island there because of all the high tides and stuff and really bad surf. And plus having to fight with the fur seals. Their fur seals are horrible creatures to deal with. So this coming year, there's actually 2 different groups that are in the planning process, doing an expedition to Beauvais. One of the expeditions are planning on going down there. They're planning on setting up 2 sites on Beauvais, and they're planning on having 2 helicopters to be able to service and get equipment on and off of Beauvais. And I just remember previous expeditions where while they were bringing everything back onto the ship, bad weather grounded the helicopters, and the guys had to spend overnight and re-put back up some of the equipment so they could hunker down through the night. And they didn't have any real food there to make it through the night. All that food and everything had all been shipped back. Now, they still had a few power bars and stuff like that, but Beauvais looks like that's going to be another hot spot in the next couple of years. But there's lots of other expeditions that are that are in the cook there in the cooker that are planned. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing that work. That's it.
Thanks, Mike. Excellent, great topics. And does anybody have any other topics that are sort of upcoming events or items of interest in any way? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the meeting. I want to thank you all for participating in the deep summer of 2024. It's usually when we start to drop off in our meeting attendance, and we've seen a few missing squares. So appreciate everybody being here. And Anthony, thanks for the recording.
I was going to say, usually in the past, we would actually shut down in August. So it's nice to have 10 of us here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We weren't smart enough to make plans, is what you're saying, Drew. Hey, good luck on the bands. As Mike said, that there's some opportunities here. And if you can just kind of skate around the CMEs, you might be able to get some good activity. Yep. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my HF rig for the last 45 minutes that I'm still upright and awake, and I'm going to see if I can snag something. So thanks for the reminder, Mike.
Everybody, don't forget to put in your order for a Flex 8600. We ship next month.
And what is an 8600, Anna?
It's the brand new radio that's coming out with a bunch of extra features on it, a bunch of extra horsepower.
Awesome. 8600. I'll put it on my Santa Claus list.
Is the number aligned with the price?
It's Flex Radio. Give me a break.
You get what
I've
you
heard
pay
about
for.
the
I'm
price
not.
so many
I'm not
times.
knocking that. You get what you pay for.
I think so.
Drew, are you showing us your flower pots or what? What are you doing?
I'm trying to show you the across the bay there, or across the way.
Oh,
There's the Fish and Wildlife buildings, and then in between them there you can see the bay.
sweet.
So that's Walapa Bay, which is known for its oysters.
Cool.
All right, so the picnic is at your house next month, huh?
I'm game for that.
Well, congratulations on settling in.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, if anybody else has anything, speak now. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and close the meeting. I do appreciate your attendance, and I look forward to seeing you all at the upcoming events.
Have a good one.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.
Seizures.
Bye, everyone.